Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Ty, and welcome to Star Wars Analyzed. Today we're going to be reviewing Tarkin by James Luceno. Longtime Star Wars fans will recognize James Luceno as a veteran of Star Wars EU. Luceno is responsible for such Star Wars books as Labyrinth of Evil, Darth Plagueis, and many more. After the Disney acquisition, all of Luceno's previous works were now considered Legends EU, and all of these books are worth checking out, but only this book, Tarkin, is considered canon. Released November 4th, 2014, Tarkin takes place 5 years after the events of Revenge of the Sith and some 15 years before Star Wars A New Hope. As the title suggests, the novel focuses on Wilhoff Tarkin as he rises through the Imperial ranks thanks to his cunning and intelligence. I am issuing a spoiler alert from here on in. The novel Tarkin is the story of how Wilhoff Tarkin became Grand Moff. The book builds on actor Peter Cushing's memorable portrayal of Grand Moff Tarkin in A New Hope. We follow young Wilhoff Tarkin as he oversees construction of the first Death Star at Sentinel Station. We are treated to flashbacks of Tarkin's upbringing. Born into a wealthy family on the Outer Rim world of Eriadu, young Wilhoff Tarkin was repeatedly tested as he grew up. Only the Tarkin men who braved Eriadu's vicious and untamed wildlife were granted a seat of power in the Tarkin household. Because of his frequent exposures to Eriadu's harsh environment and vicious wildlife, Tarkin adopted a Machiavellian philosophy. The animals of Eriadu were made to fear and avoid Tarkin through his ruthless decisions, and it was those repeated visits to the dangerous wilds of Eriadu that helped shape the military and tactical genius of Tarkin. Growing up in such a way allowed me to understand Tarkin's thought patterns in later instances in A New Hope and in this book as well. Emperor Palpatine is irritated that his two best men, Darth Vader and Moff Tarkin, don't appreciate each other's talents. The Emperor would like these two to work together, Tarkin as the tactician, and Vader as the enforcer. However, the situation is not made easier by the fact that Tarkin put Anakin Skywalker's Padawan, Ahsoka Tano, on trial for a crime that she didn't commit. To help these men start working together, the Emperor calls Moff Tarkin away from Sentinel Station and tasks Tarkin and Darth Vader with a mission to Myrkana to ferret out a cell of dissidents. Emperor Palpatine's two best men are aboard Tarkin's customized stealth corvette, Harry on Spike, and set coordinates for Myrkana. I found this setup a lot of fun, especially like how Emperor Palpatine deliberately left who was in command of the mission nebulous, preferring to let the two men sort it out for themselves. Once the two arrive on Myrkana, Tarkin's stealth corvette, the Carry-On Spike, is stolen by a group of resistance fighters. The book really focuses on Tarkin and Vader's relationship, as the pair of top men scramble from star system to star system, desperately trying to keep one step ahead of the hijackers. The book did a really good job of making Tarkin come across as a shrewd man. He suspects Darth Vader is Anakin Skywalker, yet doesn't allow his suspicion to get in the way of their mission. The aspect of the book I liked the most was how Vader and Tarkin naturally complemented one another. Say what you will about Vader's prowess with the lightsaber and strength in the Force, but the man was never a tactical genius. It is Tarkin who shows more aptitude towards military brilliance. As the dissidents who stole the Carry-On Spike jump from system to system, destroying Imperial stations and moneyed interests, Tarkin and Vader use their respective skills to close in on the invisible and undetectable stolen ship. It's really a nice change of pace to not follow a Force user in the Star Wars EU for a change, and it's a treat to follow someone as capable as Moff Tarkin is in this book. It soon becomes clear that there was wisdom in Palpatine's order to send Tarkin and Vader out on this mission, even though their ship was hijacked. The two men work well together. Their talents complement each other's shortcomings. The book also helps clarify the uncertain power hierarchy that is displayed in Episode 4, A New Hope. If you remember the scene aboard the Death Star where Vader is choking out one of the Imperials sitting at his conference table, Tarkin orders Vader to release the man, and Vader obeys. This has led to some confusion on exactly how the chain of command was set up. Thanks to this novel, it is clear that Tarkin isn't in charge of Vader, but rather the two men work well together and respect one another. There's also the fact that Tarkin oversaw the construction of the Death Star, so Vader was really on Tarkin's ship, and it's good manners to listen to the captain of a ship. The book is well written and full of interesting events that got me thinking about different political philosophies. The dissidents are not good guys, even though they actually say they are. They are hijackers and referred to as terrorists by the Imperials, and it's hard to argue. The hijackers actually kill innocent bystanders as people whose only crime was going to work. They justify their actions, but as a reader looking at the situation objectively, we see that they are dangerous and need to be stopped. It's a testament to Luceno's writing skills that I actually feel sympathy for the usually despicable Empire. But Tarkin made me root for the Empire, and that's not a small feat. The antagonists are not one-dimensional. They have believable backstories and motivations. Tarkin is also well fleshed out, and I came away from the book feeling like I understand Tarkin's decisions in A New Hope better now. The novel isn't perfect, the narrative slows down and just seems to drag during the second half of the book. I was looking forward to the stakes being ever more higher raised, but the hijackers never really felt like a real threat to the stability of the Empire. And that's a real shame, because the dissidents, having an undetectable and invisible ship, I feel like they could really kick up some dust in the Empire. But the dialogue is snappy, and the characters are interesting. I did enjoy this book. I give Tarkin 4 Wookiee cookies out of 5. The writing was great, but the ending dragged a little. I'd say give this book a read if you want a smart, interesting story set between Episode 3 and Episode 4. Some stray observations: certain planets in the Outer Rim require hyperspace buoys in order for ships without great navicomputers to jump between systems. The Death Star is being built around Geonosis, and Tarkin thinks it must be obvious for people that the Empire is building something massive. It was interesting to see how Vader felt about Tarkin since Ahsoka's tribunal. He doesn't seem to hold a grudge against Tarkin. I recommend that you watch Star Wars The Clone Wars in order to get the full story about what happened with Ahsoka and Tarkin. The Emperor names Tarkin Grand Moff and puts him on equal footing with Vader in terms of military hierarchy. Alright guys, that's going to wrap up my review of Tarkin. Please subscribe if you'd like the content I put out and want to see more. Hit the like button and comment if you've got something to say. Thanks guys, I'll be back soon with another review, and remember, Dantooine is too remote to make an effective target, but don't worry, we'll deal with your rebel friends soon enough.